Today's first sighting takes us to the night of September 16, 2025, at around 10 p.m., when a witness in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, recorded something unusual in the sky. They described a row of orange lights that appeared motionless, pulsing on and off in sequence without making a sound. The short clip, just 11 seconds long, shows the lights hovering against the dark sky before gradually shutting off one by one. What makes this sighting particularly interesting is the lack of detail surrounding the event. The witness did not specify how long the lights had been visible before recording began, leaving open the possibility that the phenomenon lasted far longer than the footage suggests. Adding to the intrigue, another person in the comments claimed to have seen the same formation of lights in Colorado. According to their account, he initially mistook the object for a meteorite, only to realize it was stationary before disappearing in the same way as in the video, with each light fading out individually. He also noted that the object appeared significantly larger than what is shown in the footage. Speculation around the North Myrtle Beach sighting has been extensive, with many dismissing ordinary explanations since the steady formation didn't match the blinking lights of planes or helicopters. Drones were also considered, but there seemed to be too many lights for that to be plausible. Some suggested it could have been a military exercise, but the witness insisted that there was no sound of engines and no aircraft passing overhead. On the other hand, the formation of the lights led enthusiasts to believe they were part of a large saucer-shaped object, but without additional footage or corroborating reports beyond the single Reddit comment, the event remains shrouded in uncertainty. With such a short video, little context, and no clear evidence pointing to a conventional explanation, this sighting remains unresolved. For now, the row of orange lights over North Myrtle Beach remains unexplained. At around 3:13 a.m. on August 28, 2025, a strange incident was recorded in the skies over Bathurst, Canada, showing a red light rotating steadily at an estimated height of about 100 feet. The witness who captured the video described the light as hovering above the bay, possibly even farther out over the ocean. According to his account, the glow was far more intense in person than what the phone camera managed to capture. What stood out most was his claim that when looking directly at the light, his eyes began to squint and water, as if it was produced by some unfamiliar type of technology. Once shared online, viewers quickly began speculating about what could have caused the strange glow. The first and most common theory was that it might have been a lighthouse. But this idea was dismissed when it was confirmed that there are no lighthouses in Bathurst. In addition, Canadian lighthouse beams generally flash due to reflector mechanisms, making them very different from the continuous amber-like glow seen in the recording. Another theory suggested it could have been a radio tower, though this seemed unlikely in such a small city with no air traffic. The debate grew even more interesting when a cruise ship worker commented, insisting that no type of vessel produces lights resembling what was seen in the video. On the other hand, the most frustrating detail about this whole incident came from the original witness himself. He had promised to take a photo of the same spot during daylight to prove there was nothing in that direction that could explain the light, but he never followed up. To this day, the most plausible explanation remains the possibility of a radio tower. But without the exact filming location or further evidence, even that theory cannot be confirmed. As a result, the mysterious red light over Bathurst remains unexplained. On September 17, 2025, footage from Iraq captured another instance of the so-called Jellyfish UFO. Although no details were provided by the witnesses, the conversation between the two men filming offers valuable context. In the background, one voice can be heard saying that the object appeared to stabilize after seeming like it was about to fall, while another remarked that just moments earlier, it had descended in an unnatural way. At one point, one of the men commented that the object looked as if things were hanging from it, almost as though something had been tied to its body. Finally, one of them suggested that the object could have been responsible for the explosion heard moments earlier. Its shape matches what has been described in several similar sightings across the world, a large jellyfish-like object moving steadily through the sky. What makes this case even stranger is that Iraq has become something of a hotspot for such sightings. Similar jellyfish-shaped UFOs have been reported in other countries, but Iraq has seen countless appearances of the same kind, with the most recent before this one dating back to March 2025. Still, no one knows why this object is so common there. Theories about the footage were quick to appear online. The most widely shared explanation was that the object might simply be a mylar balloon drifting across the sky. However, this idea was challenged by many who pointed out that the shape didn't really resemble a balloon, and that its estimated size seemed far larger, possibly around 6 feet tall, based on distance and scale. The suggestion that the UFO could have been linked to an explosion, as mentioned by the witnesses, added another layer of unease to the sighting. Debate between skeptics and UFO enthusiasts has kept the video circulating widely, but no clear explanation has been reached. As of now, the Jellyfish UFO recorded over Iraq remains unidentified. But before we move to the next sighting, if you've been enjoying the video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and it really supports the channel. On the night of October 24th, 2024, at around 11 p.m., a witness in Phoenix, Arizona, recorded an unusual object in the sky while walking their dogs. In the video, a glowing object with a greenish-yellow hue can be seen hovering high above the city's night sky. Just a few seconds in, the object drifts behind a tree, but the witness quickly repositions to keep it in frame for nearly a full minute before it eventually fades away into the distance. Because of the late hour and poor lighting, the actual shape of the object is impossible to determine, leaving its true appearance uncertain. Speculation about the footage soon followed. As with many reflective UFO sightings, some suggested it could have been a simple mylar balloon. Others pointed out how intensely reflective the object appeared, especially against the dark sky. Its odd coloration also drew attention, glowing in a way that seemed unusual for something so high above the ground. The idea of it being a drone or conventional aircraft was largely dismissed, as no navigation lights were visible and the object lacked the flashing strobes typical of planes. Skeptics, however, noted that throughout the recording, the object never made any abrupt maneuvers. They argued its steady movement indicated it was likely something man-made misidentified as unusual. Believers countered that its glow and coloration were too strange to dismiss, insisting it was something out of the ordinary. As days passed, online discussion around the sighting quickly faded. Without further evidence or follow-up reports, the case remains unresolved. The next sighting takes us to August 17th, 2025, in New Belgrade, Serbia, where a mysterious object was caught on video. The witness described it as perfectly spherical, slightly larger than a basketball, hovering silently about 100 feet above the ground. While the video doesn't show it clearly, he recalled a faint reddish-orange glow on its underside, which made him dismiss the idea of it being a balloon. According to his report, the orb eventually drifted slowly over nearby buildings before disappearing. In fact, after the video was shared online, one Reddit user commented that he had seen the exact same type of object twice in Germany, most recently just weeks before the Serbian sighting. His daughter even claimed to have observed similar orbs on at least 3 separate occasions. Despite numerous similar sightings of orbs worldwide, this incident remains unexplained.